I don't give a fuck about that. Hello? Anyone there? Anyone want to talk about the bullshit that's going on mainstream social media and on YouTube regarding the laundry case? Conspiracy theories, how much you detest them, how much you don't detest them, whatever the hell. Want to come up and say what you got to say? You're more than welcome to. Or I suppose you can just lurk. That's always an option. It's going to be real boring if you don't interact, though. How's the audio, by the way? One person listening. Is it shit? Do I need to turn the fan off? Is it okay? I guess I'll just wait here patiently. Got two in live chat. Welcome, whoever you two are. I think one of them may be me. Don't know. Don't care. Just waiting for anyone at all to come in. Curious about the sound. Curious about if the audio is okay, or if this fan is distorting the whole thing. Also curious if you have any thoughts on Brian Laundrie and his parents and all these crazy conspiracy theories that are running around on social media right now. Well, I guess actually that's not fair. Not just the conspiracy theories, but the salaciousness of some of the things that are being said on social media and mainstream media. Hello, hello. Maybe if I play some music, some people will come in. I don't know. I know it's late over there in the UK. Hello, Lady Witch. Hello. How are you doing? Hey, Raven. How are you doing? The felonious chin. Yes, Lady Witch. How many felonies can one commit during one live stream? Raven, how are you? I know it's late where you guys are. Well, it's probably not that late. Voodoo Queen is not here. She's out at a meeting, and I was listening to a different live stream about the Brian Laundrie debacle, trying to beat the snow. So as soon as I'm done, coffee, I'll go back outside. We'll listen. No, all right, cool. Thank you, Raven. Trying to beat the snow. Good God. You know, we're trying here in Texas. Okay, look, it was almost 90 degrees today. Now, according to the forecast, this is the end of summer today, right? I played hooky from work because I'm sick of getting oppressed by Mother Nature. Mother Nature is an oppressive force in my life here in Dallas, Texas. I don't appreciate it. I feel like I'm getting bullied. You know what I mean? From time to time. You've been talking about winter and snow up there for, I don't know, 2 weeks. I've been so jealous. So jealous. Had a skip of that crap already. Yep. Are there any new developments in the debacle? No, Lady Witch. Just the same old people saying the same old conspiracy theories. I actually, in the live chat of the channel I was watching, was like, can we go back to the conspiracy theory of the bunker below the yard that has yet to actually be debunked because certain creators weren't allowed to go into the backyard to dig it up, to debunk it? I mean, never mind science, never mind geography, never mind common sense. Let's all exchange our pitchforks and torches for shovels and go dig the fucking backyard up. Frankly, for me personally, I would find that much more entertaining than the other bullshit that I'm witnessing. Could be wrong, but you know, which I frequently am, and I'll hold my hands up. No, there's no new developments other than some mainstream media figures over here that want to bash the FBI and the Northport Police Department, which I'm not sure that the Northport PD doesn't deserve to be bashed for their ineptness. But then again, that's a local police municipality, and I don't know anybody in the United States that doesn't live in a city, right, that's run by county officials, which the city is located into, to where the police are pretty much inept. I live in Dallas, which is encompassed by Dallas County, and Dallas County police officials are pretty much stupid. This is common knowledge. I don't know why everybody's clutching their pearls with this. The FBI, on the other hand, I feel like that's a little bit of a different story. The FBI has nothing to do with NPPD in Florida. And again, I'll point this out about the water bottle that was supposedly left by both agencies. Well, okay, what do you expect them to do? You want them to do a press conference on the fact that, the water bottle contained, or its purpose was to contain potable liquids for a human being to sustain themselves with? Is that what you really want? I mean, to me, it's obvious that the dude blew his fucking brains out. They're not going to come out and say that right now, and they don't owe the public anything else, right? As far as that's concerned. To me, they're giving the same respect to Brian Laundrie's parents that they've given to Gabby's parents, and because there's a whole lot of things about Gabby's body that we don't know. Isn't that correct? I don't know. The whole thing pisses me off. The whole social media thing just fucking pisses me off. They totally dropped the ball, but it's a moot point now. Well, exactly. I don't even know that I can say that they totally dropped the ball, other than the whole mistaken Roberta for Brian thing, which I've been making jokes all over the place. But well, they were observing from the passenger side of the car, right? They couldn't see her boobs or her old lady butt or whatever. I don't know, But yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't know that they totally dropped the ball, but they definitely dropped the ball at some points, and some things are better left unsaid. I don't know why you need to come out and give these idiotic details of things that are completely fucking irrelevant at this point, but whatever, you know. Um, so what I'm frustrated with is, is you know, these creators and these subs that still just so desperately want there to be some of an conspiracy, that they can just cling on to. And I believe that the Watts case on YouTube definitely contributed to all of that stuff. You just gotta have that somebody's lying. There's a reason why David Caruso is an actor on television, right? And just knows, like, he walks up on a crime scene before the opening of the show, and the intro commercials are run. Right, those are probably the most expensive. There's a reason why he walks up and tips his sunglasses down and goes and makes some stupid fucking catchphrase like, "Well, when there's dead fish in the water, that means that there's dead fish that were alive in some water." Dun dun dun. Right? I mean, come on, man. Shit. I don't know. It gets old. It gets old. It gets real old. I don't want to. I just want to give my opinion. I just want to give my opinion. My opinion is this. Brian lied to his parents. He told them a pack of lies. He told them Gabby was batshit fucking crazy. He told them not to accept any phone calls, any texts, whatever, from her parents because she's batshit fucking crazy. They believed him, but they probably didn't believe him like 100%. They believed him as much as parents would believe a child. And the media storm, social media and mainstream media that soon accumulated around it, he started after the camping trip. Think about it. He's he's placating them with as many lies as he can, with as much activity, family. Oh, everything's going to be fine. Blah blah blah. Whatever it is. He choked his girlfriend to death because he couldn't fucking handle her. He couldn't handle anything. I mean, there's many, or not many, but a few witness accounts of how he could not handle anything real life, right? In a restaurant, at the whatever co-op, days before Kylan and Crystal were murdered, all of that. The evidence is all there for people to see. Whether they choose to take it for what it is, I guess that's up to them. But at some point, I mean, people have to have fucking common sense about this shit. I don't know that he was involved in those other murders. I don't believe that he was. I used to. I wanted to. But I don't think he was. I think he just fucking... I think he lost his shit, and he fucking choked her out. And choked her to death. And left her for dead. And had no fucking idea what to do but to go back home, like Bam says, to mommy. Right? Yeah, he's got her van... But at the same time, they're going to be turning around and saying, if they're believing his lies, and say, well, maybe he's telling the truth. I mean, he is our son. No parent wants to think that about their kid. She's reported missing. Well, let's take it back, in my opinion, back to the September 11th when she was reported missing. Gabby's dad goes down there, bangs on the door, right? Roberta calls the police. Well, we all know, or we can assume, I think we can safely assume, that Brian was still inside of that house on the 11th. So here you got two conflicting stories for Roberta going on, right? He's saying, "Don't answer him. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't how could maybe how could you throw me under the bus, whatever." And then you got the angry father, which would be me, right, on the other side of the door. Yeah, she called the police. He disappears right after that. Now, did they treat Gabby's family like shit? Yes, yes, they did. But to say that they lawyered up, they did not lawyer up. They had that attorney as a real estate dealings and a civil attorney for many years, and he's close friends with the family. Did he give them bad advice? I don't know if that was necessarily the case, because anybody in any kind of situation like that would be told by their lawyer to shut the fuck up. I mean, we talk about this with AD all the fucking time, don't we? Right? Okay, so the other thing is that now in the court of public opinion, right? So did they do the wrong or the right thing being parents for their own kids? Well, if at the end of the day, if you are to believe what your son is telling you, right? But he didn't give them much of a chance, did he? It's not as if he was hanging out in that house for the 2 weeks after September 11th when Gabby's body was found. Now, is it? I don't know. I'm not sitting here trying to say that they didn't do anything wrong. The problem I have is that by law, I'm hard pressed to find anything they did wrong. I mean, that's the bottom line. A lawyer would tell you to not say a fucking thing and not talk to anybody. I don't buy for a second that Brian told them that he killed Gabby. I don't believe his sister knew it. I think that he told them all a pack of lies, that she was batshit crazy and fucking these other dudes when he flew back from Wyoming, and was getting rid of. I think that was all a fucking setup from Brian Laundrie himself, and they bought into it. Pretty convincing, in my opinion, but I could be wrong. What do you guys think? I mean, that's what I wanted to start this live stream for, because these are things that when I go to live stream, or not necessarily live stream, but video to video, nobody's talking about this shit. Everybody's talking about the salaciousness of what either mainstream media or some other creator is talking about, which are pretty much one and the same. And nobody's looking at it, in my opinion. Very few people are looking at it in with common sense. Bam looks at it with common sense. But I don't agree with everything that she's saying about it. I'm not saying she's wrong, because I could be wrong. But some of these other fucking theories out there, conspiracy theories and all that shit, is just, that is fucking wrong. Even morally wrong is questionable, right, Lady Witch? Bottom line is that we don't really know. And isn't it funny how the focus now is on the ineptness of the Northport Police Department and the FBI, as opposed to, oh, the Laundries knew something. Oh, okay, well, what happened to that? I mean, why aren't y'all still out in front of our house protesting? Where's MGL? Where's she at? I don't get it. I thought you guys had such a strong case against this fucking, this nefarious family that, where, had a bunker below the flower garden and whatever else. I asked in a live stream earlier on another channel. I said, okay, well, what if Brian told his parents and his sister, a pack of lies about Gabby and what had transpired over the 2 weeks prior to him, ending up back at home with the van? Because, the guy was saying a bunch of bullshit, breaking down Ashley Banfield's latest with Brian Enton, right? I said, okay, so what if it comes out that he told them a pack of lies? They're not guilty of anything. What then? All I got back in return was, well, they should have done this, they should have done that, they should have done the other. Well, you didn't even read my fucking question, right? I mean, that's what I'm saying about the blinded hate, and the blind just following of the fucking narrative. I said, what if it comes out, right? What if it comes out that there are okay? What if it comes out that he did blow his brains out, that there was a gun missing from the house, and what if it comes out simultaneously that the FBI explicitly asked them not to talk to anyone? Because the FBI will do that, guys. I'm pretty sure the British authorities will do the same fucking thing. Right? Don't talk to the media. Don't fucking go talk to any of your friends. Don't tell them, right? We found a weapon. They're not saying it. Lady Witch says, I firmly believe if they had said something at the beginning, things may have ended differently, but they didn't have to say anything. They were not and are not suspects. Yep, I believe I heard that same exact thing. I really do. Couldn't quote it, couldn't tell you where I heard it or where I saw it, but yeah. I think that I think Roberta called the police that day um, when her dad was at their door uh, because she was fucking terrified on both sides of that door. That's what I think, and I think that what Bertolino released about him going hiking again and grieving and all of that shit. I think I think that was just them trying to tell the world to back the fuck off. We don't know what the fuck happened because Bertolino is a lawyer. First off, he's gonna tell them you don't know what happened. You don't know what your son did, right? So don't talk to nobody. B, Brian is telling them and him a bunch of lies. He's not going to come home and admit that he did anything. And I would say, in my opinion, let the contents of the notebook come out first. Well, first and foremost, let DNA results come back. I'm not saying I don't believe that's Brian. I do believe that's Brian. But let the DNA results come out first, and then let the FBI speak on what the contents of the notebook say, if they choose to. They may not choose to. I mean, the FBI's released manifestos before of, the Unabomber, David Koresh, things like that. But this dude just killed his girlfriend, so I don't know that I would expect much more from the FBI. And I doubt very seriously that, that it's not Brian Laundrie, else they wouldn't have come out and said, prematurely that they believe that this is Brian Laundrie. I mean, listen, before there was DNA evidence, there was only one way of identifying a body aside from tattoos, especially one that had been skeletonized or digested or whatever else from wild animals, and that was fucking dental records. So people are real quick to forget about that. People are real quick to forget about the 50s, 60s, and 70s, right? Of course, I guess a lot of these people that we're arguing with weren't alive back then. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Is it really that simple, or is it more complicated? I don't know what interest the FBI has in Gabby's water bottle. I really don't at this point. What else? I really don't. know what interest they have in a picture of some poop on the ground in a nature reserve that had been already opened back up to the public. I also don't know how much interest they have in DNA testing that poop. I don't know. What do you guys think? I know that I don't. I certainly don't want my tax dollars spent on testing random poop. I know that. I personally would like a. Come on, Abby. Sorry. Can you guys still hear me? I don't know if you. Hello, hello. Uh-oh. Well, Lady Witch, yeah, exactly. And that was part of the discussion in that other channel I was in tonight. They had a Bones investigator, I think, who actually is on the show Bones. Um, yeah, and right, and I mean, Bam would tell you the same thing. I mean, a crocodile. I don't know that. I don't know what the amino acids or whatever of the digestive acids of a crocodile are, right? Or a wild boar. But there is bound to be something left that uh, wasn't determined by an animal to gnaw on long enough. I mean, even a dog will give up chewing on a bone if they can't get what their senses tell them that they can get, right? Isn't that true? I mean, now I've had dogs that would gnaw a bone down to nothing. But my point is, there's always something left. There's bound to be, DNA is microscopic. There's bound to be something left in that. So, but I doubt we're not going to get DNA results back within days or a few days, obviously. That's been the case in every case. That was probably the case in Gabby's case as well. I mean, they didn't, they came out real quick and they said, well, we're identifying that those remains as hers because of tattoos. And they did that within, I think, like 36 hours of the announcement that a body had been found at the wherever they were, at the Preserve Creek or whatever the fuck it was called there in Wisconsin or Utah, wherever the hell they were. They said tattoos. So presumably I would assume it would have had to have been the hand tattoos or the tattoos on her torso. I'm not sure. I haven't watched I wasn't able to watch any of her videos. I don't follow people on TikTok. I don't have a TikTok. And I don't follow people on Instagram. I just know what I saw on YouTube and her channel, or their channel, which didn't show a whole hell of a lot other than the scene where she was in a bathing suit. So there had to have been part of her, which my guess would be the fingers from the hand tattoos, that they were able to say, yeah, that was Gabby. Not to say people don't have hand tattoos all over the world, but yeah. So, but it still took them, 4 weeks to positively say her manner of death. But that was also a reconfirmation, in my opinion, of her identity. You know what I mean? Because they never came out in between the two and said, well, there could be a question as to whether or not who this is. They never did that. You know, they came out in the beginning and said, yeah, we have a body, and yeah, it's Gabby's. And then they came out weeks later and they said, well, you know, here's how we believe she died. So now what you have is kind of the same thing, in my opinion, with Brian. Well, we know it's Brian that we found, but we don't know how he's died. I could be wrong. Let's see. Things are not fully digested. There's still usable DNA. I know I already read that. Yeah, we're right. I mean, and again, you know, there's those a boar's stomach and a alligator's stomach or a croc stomach or whatever. They're not exactly the same as ours. They're not exactly the same. I don't know how different they are. That would be a better question posed for maybe Bam or somebody that's got experience with that. But they're definitely different than ours. I mean, license plates have been found in sharks that, you know, could date back, you know, 30 fucking years, and the shark got caught and they cut it open or, you know, whatever they did, and they found that license plate in there, and it belonged to a 91 Ford Taurus. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Well, what do you guys think about what I'm saying? What do you guys think? My question to you is, what do y'all think about Brian lying to his parents and his parents not knowing what the fuck to do? Right? I mean, what do you guys think about that? That's really my question to y'all. You know, I don't want to believe that any parent, if my child came to me and said, I did this, this, and this, first off, I already know my children, and they would not come to me and say that. They would lie their asses off. So then it would be up to me to be like, well, you know, I already know you're a fucking liar. You know, my kids are liars. I'm sorry. I'll admit it. They're fucking liars. They lie about shit all the time. They lie about shit they don't need to. You know? But as a parent, you're like, well, right, you want to believe what they say. And 9 times out of 10, you don't. So, well, maybe not 9 times out of 10, you don't. Usually you have, I don't know, with the case of my daughter, right? I mean, when she was, it brings to mind a story of 20 years ago or 15 years ago. She was like 5 years old. And she goes and knocks on people's doors and then runs away with this other child in the neighborhood. Before they can answer it. They see them running off, whatever, and laughing and having a good time. So the parents call me and they say, well, your daughter's doing this and this and this with this other kid. Well, the problem was this other kid, she was younger than my daughter, and she had been involved in some way more nefarious activities, right, in the neighborhood. Well, so they're telling me all this, and, I asked my daughter, I said, well, right, did you do this? Did you do that? She was lying. I said, well, honey, they have camera footage of you doing this. She said, lie. All right, well, I mean, if you're going to continue to lie to me, you're grounded, blah, blah, blah. I guess my question is, on that note, when your kids are 20-something and they're lying to you, I mean, I've been 20-something and lied to my mom and lied to my dad about my way of living and things like that. it, don't you get to a certain point to where you I guess you believe it or you don't. So again, I would say, I just can't jump on the bus of, you know, or the way of thinking that uh, Brian or Roberta and Chris necessarily did anything wrong before they were absolutely certain that, Brian did something wrong. See, Lady Rich said, I think he lied and they brought they bought into it. He left not necessarily an attention getter, and when the authorities showed up, they wanted to wait until they could get to talk to him again. Yep, Lady Witch, listen, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being a voice of reason in this. I think you are 100% right about that. I think you're 100% right about that. That's not salacious. It's not incendiary. It's not inflammatory. It makes the most sense. A lot of these people are saying that they would do, they would do this, they would do that, they would do the other differently. But again, Green Eye said it the other night. We don't know what Brian told his parents. And also, if Brian is such a mama's boy, we don't know how gullible Roberta is now, do we? So take it for what it is. If you look at it, if you look at what has happened, okay, the parents aren't talking. The son wasn't talking first. I can't speak so much to the inequity of the police, but yeah, look, to me, it really seems like this dude had his parents hoodwinked, just like he had Gabby hoodwinked. I mean, I'm sure Gabby never thought in a million years that Brian would ever choke her to death. Else, she would never have been with him. I don't believe that, her dad, because her dad, if you remember, said there were absolutely no signs that he would ever do something like this to his daughter. So, I really don't know what else to say beyond that. I mean, I don't know what do you guys think? Is there anything really else here to go on? And I don't know. At this point, in this case, I really don't know what else the FBI could do. Right? See, Lady Witch said, I would love to say I would have marched my kid right into the police. It's the right thing to do. But I also know that I would move heaven and earth to protect my kids. That's right. That's right. Again, Lady Witch. Okay, so where, and I don't mean to call you out specifically, but okay, let's take that line of logic and that line of thought. Where did the Laundries move heaven and earth to make that happen? What did they actually do? Like, okay, let's take what we could see in the public eye as what they did, right? They hid in their house cheaply by hiding behind, I guess, if you want to put it that way, an attorney they've already had as their personal family friend for over 2 decades. I hardly call that moving heaven and earth. If I don't want to get into, because I love my audience, And I love all of you here, and I don't want to. I, just, I hate to say it, but I'll go ahead and say it. But a lot of what Bertolino said wasn't wrong in these regards. The way he said them may have been wrong. It could have come off a lot, a lot less hateful. But what he was saying wasn't necessarily wrong. And if you're Roberta or Chris, I mean, what the fuck else can you do? Especially when you got big mouth thirst traps like who standing out in front of your house and then showing up on the fucking mainstream media with a goddamn mouth wide open. Anyways, I didn't say that. Okay, Lady Witch said, "Love." Oh, okay, yeah, you already said that. Sorry, but yeah, I mean, it just. I would have done the same thing. I mean, I have a record, and I didn't try to hide. Well, I couldn't hide it. It wasn't. It was a car accident. I mean, it was what it was. I mean, for fuck's sakes, the only reason that an attorney gets hired, well, in like a case like mine, is that you just want to make sure that you're put in a position that justice is served. The only thing is, for me, regarding this case, is that attorney was already in place, and he was never in, nor would ever be, if it comes down to a criminal court of law regarding Brian's parents, he would never be in that position. He was only speaking for them so that they didn't have to speak, because, like I said, in my opinion, they were fucking lied to extensively by Brian. They were probably in denial because of it. They didn't want to believe it. And you had a bunch of fucking whack jobs who were willing to sacrifice their everyday lives to stand out in front of somebody's house and, with bullhorns and yell a bunch of bullshit for days and nights on end. Well, okay. All right. Well, listen, I don't live in an HOA, right? A homeowners association neighborhood. But we do have some neighbors that are pretty fucking sloppy about their lawn and the way they perceivably conduct themselves. Is it okay if I and a group of other people that I incited online to go and stand in front of their lawn with bullhorns and be like, mow your lawn, hell no, we won't go unless you mow, hell no, we won't go unless, it's not right, that's what the city's for. Anyway, whatever, I just thought I'd pose that to you. I would say when the authorities came back and whatever they were asked, they were classified as uncooperative. Yeah, and I would agree with that, Lady Witch. Just because of the stupid shit they've come out and said lately, I don't know why they're saying anything, to be honest with you, about, well, we thought that was Roberta or that was Chris when it was really Roberta. Well, which angle? Where were you guys looking from? You guys were looking from the passenger side of the car down the street, obviously. So why the fuck would you even say that shit? I don't know. Northport Police Department, you guys need to fucking clean up your goddamn act. And I don't mean with your investigation skills. I'm not one of these people that's going to call all that shit out, but I bet you some creators had it exactly right. You had two flatfoots in a car. One of them was looking for the ranch dressing on the floorboard of the car that the other one dropped while he was trying to dip his chicken nuggets in it. They looked up, they saw a fucking hat, and they said, well, yeah, we know where this guy's at. No, get the fuck out of here. Come on. But as far as the FBI goes, no, I don't buy what those people are saying. Now, the FBI is pretty smart. They only look at what matters. They only collect what is relevant, and they only give a shit about what they can actually prove. So someone needs an eye exam, right? or they need to, quit being, a couple of cops. I mean, think back to that movie. The fuck was it? With Keanu Reeves and Gary Busey. Uh, oh, come on! One of the Patrick Swayze, one of the best fucking movies ever made. Uh, Point Break. Remember when Gary Busey wanted his sandwich and sends Keanu Reeves off, and then they're fucking robbing the bank? Or am I thinking of? No, I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking of the right movie. Great movie. Anyway, yeah, exactly. Yeah, things haven't changed at all ever, in my opinion. Yeah, make that a double Utah or whatever he says. Utah's like Keanu Reeves like, oh, okay, dude. And then he goes off. He comes back. He's got the sandwiches. They start to eat, and then all of a sudden, the fucking bank's getting robbed. Awesome fucking movie, by the way. Well, all right, guys. I guess I don't know. Does anybody have anything else they want to bring up? I mean, there's seven of us in here. I think it's actually six because I may be one of them. I'm actually looking uh, on my iPad in the chat, so I'm not on my phone. And if you want to say what you want to say it. I'll delete this stream. I know it looks like I don't know how to delete streams, but I don't know how to delete streams that were scheduled. I don't know what the fuck that's about. But I can delete actual streams. But yeah, I mean, tell me your thoughts. What do you guys think? You know, I think I think a lot of this is absolutely ridiculous. What the John? Well, how did Bam say it earlier? She said John Q. Public, right? I think it's absolutely ridiculous what John Q. Public thinks they're fucking entitled to and thinks they have a right to fucking say. I mean, I guess they have the right to say anything, but you know, to be heard. Oh well, you know, Northport Police Department, you know, they fucked this whole thing up, and it's a big conspiracy. Brian's still alive. You know, come on. I don't know. Brian's not alive. Brian killed himself. I doubt very seriously his parents knew that he was going to go kill himself. Uh, I doubt very seriously also that his parents spent any amount of time on the in or on YouTube and in these rooms and would have considered the thought, other than when he probably took a gun out of his dad's house, which I believe the FBI would tell the parents, keep that quiet. Don't say a fucking thing about that, until we're ready. You haven't crossed that bridge yet. Keep that to yourselves. I don't know. I could be wrong. And well, the other thing is too, Lady Witch, to what you're saying is is there actual evidence, or is it only hearsay that the parents found the body? Because everything I've seen says the parents didn't find the body, that they were a couple, or maybe 25 feet away or 100 yards away, whatever it was. Um, I don't know why um, it's necessary for people to run with this narrative that the parents found all this shit when the parents didn't find anything. All they were there doing was identifying what the FBI had already found, other than the skeletal remains or the skull itself. And while we're waiting for that, so yeah, has anybody gone and checked out anything AD has been doing in the last hour or so? What I read, they didn't find the body. His dad found pieces of his backpack. That's what I read too. No. So what I'm trying to figure out is I'm pretty proficient with a tape measure, right? Uh, I can read it in metric and English, and I need to know if Lady Witch is shrinking heads via the internet, right, as a viable threat. Although I don't know why she would do that to me, but still need to check. Need to be able to check. So AD, next time you go live, man, I'm gonna be asking you, you know, have you taken your measurements? Oh, wait. Nope, I've been advised to watch his channel. Oh, yeah. Well, I haven't gotten that advisory, but they won't ban me either. I don't know. I don't say all that much in there. I mean, every once in a while I say some shit, but I haven't threatened them. You know, but I do want to know, AD, has your head gotten any smaller? I guess that's kind of a rhetorical question or a stupid question because I guess that would depend. The answer would depend on the topic, wouldn't it? As to whether his head has either A, remained the same size, or B, gotten any bigger, or C, gotten smaller. Yeah, he's a big. Yeah, he's a big. His head only gets big. Yeah, it's true. Oh, okay, so I do. Before we get off here, I do want to comment on that goddamn song he posted earlier. What the fuck was that? Oh my god, are you serious? And you looped it for 2.5 hours with that creepy ass. And Lady Witch, you hit it on the head earlier about the Grinch, the Grinch smile he had. I hate to throw the Grinch under the bus. That was. Um, I'll go ahead and say it. Who's the other creator that has the creepy put your fingers in front of your mouth? Right? That's what he did. That's what he did. all I could think of was, wow, what a creepy ass porn face to make. You know, I don't get it. Did he? My question is, DJ. Yeah. So did did he run this by Bubbles before doing that? I mean, I know he didn't sit there for 2 hours and 5 minutes. It was a looped video. Like I get that part, right? But did he run this by Bubbles? And Bubbles was like, "Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, go ahead and do that." Yeah. I have a song. What was the lyric? He kept saying, "I have a song that's annoying or will be aggravating to you or annoying to you or whatever." No, 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 that's not the case. I mean, anybody that views it. By the way, I bet it still has less than 300 views. Uh, Anybody that views it's going to go, well, you know, it's not annoying. It's creepy as fuck, and I'm not coming back to it. Well, for 2 hours and 5 minutes. I mean, really, Alan? I don't get that. Okay, Alan, maybe you fucked up, bro. And I posted a link in your comment section for one of, in my opinion, Martin's legendary videos about you. It's the one where you say, "You know too much. I know too much." That's a catchy tune. It really is, and it's in your own words. Now, the problem is that your song that you posted last night is contradictory, right? None of us are aggravated or annoyed by your pathetic, complete. I'll just say what it is: impotent, impotent, right? Attempt to annoy anyone. So, Alan, the lady would said, "I have a song that would get on your nerves." Some goofy children's tune. Right. Okay. So, Alan, bro, like, here's the deal, man. It's clear. It's very clear that all of Martin's videos, all of Bam's live streams, all of JC's, Nuff Nuff, whoever else, they clearly get on your nerves. Your creepy ass fucking picture, right? And your creepy ass fucking voice. And the fact, and coupled with the fact that you don't give two flying fucks about Bubbles is so telling. It's so transparent, right? Bubbles, if Bubbles wants to appear as an intelligent woman, there's no fucking way she's co-signing that last video on your Green channel. You need to take it the fuck down. AD, if you have any, any, any at all sense of self-respect and awareness, you need to take that fucking video down. You are not annoying anyone with that. Actually, I'm going to say it here and now. Bubbles, Bubbles, how are you going to rein him in? That's my question to you. How are you going to rein this idiot in? You have not been able to do it thus far. You're his workhorse, but he is the biggest horse's ass of them all. So how the fuck are you making him work for you? I don't get it. I don't get it. Does anybody in the chat get it? How the fuck does this work? Yeah, yeah, Lady Wiz. Yeah, I have a song that will get on your nerves. Get on your nerves. Get on your. Remember when he was he goes get on your nerves. Get on your. I have a hard time believing that Bubbles was back there in the background going, yeah, Alan, that's good. Yeah, do that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe uh, maybe Alpine Stroll was getting on his nerves. I don't know. It's funny you say that, Rich, because I played hooky from work today, and I fell asleep for about 6 hours. That stream was only, or that video is only 2 hours long, but I fell asleep to him going, I got a song that'll get on your nerves. Well, it doesn't get on my nerves. I think it's fucking hilarious. Uh, all right, you guys, I'm gonna get off here. Find something else to bitch about maybe later on. Love y'all for being here. Thanks for being here.